Hey guys, this is Bear Gaming and welcome back to our channel. For today's video, we will discuss or showcase those heroes who do not have a Fatecore, and these heroes are not included in the hero spotlight videos either. So I was thinking that since these heroes are a part of the story chapters and we were able to see them every now and then in the side stories, so meaning we have to give them justice. I just don't want to leave them behind. Some of these heroes that we will be discussing are actually really good, and it is sad that they weren't given the chance to have Fatecores because they really deserve it. And all in all, some heroes here are really good for starters. So let's check them out. We are still going over here in the Heroes Journal because we are not going to discuss about gears anymore and artifacts and stuff, so we are just going to check each and every heroes. So over here for the Fated Grade heroes, it seems that we have discussed them. Even though these collaboration heroes, you can see that there is a specific well, they are still under the hero spotlight video, but I think I happened to cover them up in 3 days consecutively because there's one hero for each day during those times, so I'm pretty sure you are not going to miss that. And also yesterday we discussed about Tekken Generals as well, so actually I kinda miss showing you the orange Fatecore of Athlon because he actually has one aside from Honuk and Momoring, and I think I'm going to show you at the end part of this video, so please do watch it out. Because, you know, his orange Fatecore really looked like Xeon, and I don't know, it must have slipped out when I was just browsing. I really didn't recognize it. So for a while, I really thought that it was just Xeon, so I thought that, oh, we already discussed about him, so we'll just skip that. But anyway, I'm just double checking to see if we happen to cover each and every hero over here, even though there are also collaboration heroes that doesn't have a Fatecore, but still we were able to, you know, discuss them. So now, we are going to start here in the legendary grade heroes because when it comes to the Fated, we covered them already. Now, we are going to start with Duncan. He doesn't have a Fatecore. Okay, we're going to start with him. So first, we are going to check out his skill set. His passive is Reaction, 40% chance to counter upon receiving damage. And then the first skill is Iron Fist Block, deals 187 damage to one enemy, or 187% damage to one enemy, and 60% chance to decrease defense of target by 23% for 7 turns. Then his second skill is Rocket Puncher, deals 127% damage to all enemies and 55% chance to afflict target with Nullify Heal for 7 turns. Now, just like what we mentioned earlier in the first few minutes of our video, this hero definitely deserves a Fatecore because you can see that both of his skills are really good. So we are going to check him out further. Over here in the hero introduction, you can see that, not pretty sure, but I think this is my first time checking him out, and this is the first time I found out that he is actually a robot, right? He's not human. Illustration. The best pugilist. Is it pugilist or pugilist? It's pugilist. And machine designer in Exos. Oh, machine designer. Oh wait, before doing that, we are going to check out the battle mode, which is, oh, it's like he's doing martial arts or something. Yeah, for real, this is my first time checking him out. That's why I'm kinda surprised. Ooh, that's his basic attack. So you can see the somersaults. Whoa. Then the first skill. Wow. Can you see that? That's one of the best skill animations. Definitely he's a robot, because if he's a human, I'm pretty sure his arms won't get attached from his body and just go back. Okay, that is the skill animation. And I think we were able to do his Fate Link. Oh, speaking of Fate Link, I think I should hurry up and do it for the rest of the heroes who has Fate Link available. Because if you happen to see this in your journals button, or probably in the Manage Heroes button, I think this means that you were able to do the Fate Link of this specific hero. Okay, so let's start. Warrior Duncan, sex is male, nation Estoris Republic, hero tier legendary or legendary grade hero, element is machine. He's 42 years old, race is human, position attack or attack type hero. His birthday is on November 25th. The best pugilist in Exos. Do you think it's really pugilist or pugilist? Well, let's just pronounce it as pugilist. I think it's easier. So, as a young man, Duncan traveled the continent with his adventure partner Exter, and earned a good reputation solving various problems throughout the continent. When he came back to his home country, the Exos Estoris Republic, he met his wife and settled down, thus leaving his wandering life behind. After a short yet happy life, his wife died at a young age due to an illness. Duncan wandered around the Republic to soothe the grief of losing his wife. He drowned himself in drinking and lived a fast life. However, due to being a well-known person in the machine civilization, he was assaulted by Baibara. When Baibara investigated, a massive riot to break out. In the midst of the riot that swept the entire Republic, his partner Exeter was killed and Duncan was also injured and pursued. After being saved by Ivan and shaking Baibara off his trail, he was equipped with a self-designed artificial arm to replace the arm he lost and decided to return to being his former self. So it only means that it's only his arm who is robotic and not his entire body. Duncan, that once dominated the continent. Duncan, who used to be called the best fist master of the continent, is trying his best to regain his former power and is now looking for an opportunity to get revenge on Baibara for what he has done. That's kinda sad, really. So he lost his wife due to an illness. So he's twirling his mustache because when I first looked at it, I thought he was picking his nose. Okay, so now we are going to proceed with the next hero. It's Sharpay.
Fear us.
Now first, we are going to check out the passive. Agile Wing Motion increases dodge by 5% at the end of own turn, stacks up to 3 times. And then, her first skill is Cross Execution, deals 262% damage to one enemy and 70% chance to afflict target with poison, to deal 92% damage every turn for 4 turns. Then, there's her second skill, which is called Feather Blast, deals 210% damage to all back row enemies and 60% chance to decrease hit of target by 20% for 10 turns. Okay, we're going here in the hero introduction. So, this is Sharpay. She has a hood and I'm trying to check out if it's just a wing gloves or this is actually wings instead of her hands. But I think these are actually wings. And when it comes to her feet, can you see that this is actually a blade? Because you can see her other foot right here. But when it comes to her left foot, I think it's amputated or some sort. Okay. For the hero illustration, you can see Frost Hounds, Ambush, and Pursuit Specialist. So when it comes to the Frost Hounds group, they really have their own, specialty. Because I remember Corgi, I think he's the kidnapping specialist. So this is the default mode, and this is the battle mode. Definitely she can fly. So for the skill preview, that's the basic attack. She kind of reminds me of a harpy, right? You know, those half human, half birds. This is the first skill. Now for the second skill.
Take this!
Wow. Okay, we are going to check out the hero story. Assassin Sharpay. Sex is female, nation Northern Frosty, hero tier legendary or legendary hero, element is darkness, she's 23 years old, race is harpy. Okay, we got it. She's a harpy, definitely. So those are really not her hands, but instead those are the wings. So instead of arms or hands, she has the wings. Position chaos or chaos type hero, birthday is on March 22. One of the Frost Hound's 4 leaders, ambush and pursuit specially. Sharpay lost her entire family and her legs. Okay, so that answers our question. In a bandits raid, although people around her lent her a helping hand, Sharpay was a quick-witted girl who was already fed up with the hypocrisy of such adults. Sharpay took advantage of the favors of others to survive and experienced many difficult days of her own volition for not opening up her heart. It was a secret experiment at North One Frosty that changed her life forever. Even though she was forced to participate in the experiment, it enabled her to experience something new. She received blade-like artificial legs, and from then on, she was able to learn combat skills rather than begging for food. Sharpay didn't hate her life even though she was continuously subjected to difficult training. As she became stronger, she noticed that stares from those around her changing. However, she did not realize that her spirit was gradually changing to one that only serves power and that she was becoming violent. Around the time that the eyes on Sharpay changed from sympathy to admiration, she met the person who gave her a new life. Since Sharpay's mind was already possessed by the idea that power is justice, she appeared before this woman and began to view her as someone whom she owed allegiance to. Sharpay joined the Frost Hounds and now takes part in various schemes across the continent to actualize Shufraken's plan in unifying the continent. So that's her background story. Some of the background stories for heroes are quite sad. Intriguing sometimes sad, sometimes they are happy, but for those villains like Sharpay, because yeah, we consider her a villain, so you know, these villains actually have a background story wherein during the time when they were young, they are actually kind, helpful, and all of those things. But when something really happens bad to them, especially when it has something to do with their family, they actually became villain. And I think we couldn't actually blame them for it, right? So that's Sharpay. Now we are going to proceed with the next, which is Firis.
It's a natural outcome.
Okay, first we are going to check out her skill set. Her passive is Clever Plan. Decreases hit of attacker by 30% for 4 turns upon receiving damage 1 time per 2 rounds. And then, her first skill is Holy Light Strike. Deals 60% damage to all back row enemies and 40% chance to decrease attack of target by 6% of target's attack for 6 turns. Then, her second skill is Condemnation. Deals 262% damage to one enemy and increases defense of all allies by 11% for 8 turns. Now we are going to take a closer look at Firis. So, he kinda looks like a noble person, right? Based from her attire, she kinda looks like, I don't know, an important person in a kingdom. She doesn't look like a queen or a princess or something like that, but I think she's one of the, you know, right hand or something like that. So for the illustration, Grandmaster of House Exceeds Third Knights. So she definitely has a position, like part of the government. This is the battle mode of Firis, and you can see her sword. It's really unique. You can see these twisty blades. just above the handle. Now for the skill preview. She's fast. Now for the first skill.
Imbue my soul with your power.
Then second skill.
I will show you no more mercy.
Okay, nice design. Now her hero story. We have here Paladin Firis, sex is female, nation Greenland. Hero chair legendary, element is light, she's 24 years old. Race human, position defense or defense type hero. Birthday is on January 11. A collateral member of the House Exceed. Since she was a child, there were rumors that say Firis was a smart but gloomy child and that she disliked meeting people. After Firis' parents passed away, Spica came to meet Firis, who was in trouble and had no place to go. Spica recognized Firis' talent and trained her by her side. Seeing Spica leading people, Firis decided to support Spica. Firis also demonstrated outstanding results in academics and swordsmanship. Spica also recognized Firis' ability and appointed her as the head of the Third Knights. Currently, Firis serves an advisory role by supporting and giving advice on battle plans that Spica leads. As one of Spica's most trusted knights, she also commands at the forefront at Spica's orders since her swordsmanship is also outstanding. Lots of S's. Okay, so that's the background story. So definitely she has a role in the House of Exceed. I think House of Exceed and even House of Roster are all females, right? So that's Firis. Now we are going to proceed next. So we're done with these characters. Or now we are going to check out Metron. Now we are going to see his passive double-sided purges one buff from the attacker when receiving basic attack damage, one time per round. Then his first skill is Dragon's Protection. Increases attack speed of all allies by 15 for 8 turns and increases effect hit of all allies by 17 for 8 turns. So this skill is a buffing skill. His second skill is Clinch of the Absolute. Deals 525% damage to one enemy and 90% chance to afflict target with Nullify buff for 10 turns. Wow, this is huge. 525%. We're going to take a closer look over here in the hero introduction. You can see this is Metron. He kind of looks like a priest or priest or probably I don't know, a detective of some sort. He has this olive green cloak, I think, coat. He looks smart. For the illustration, Blueco representative of Rising Power. I guess he's an elf as well? We'll see. So this is the default mode. And this is the battle mode. Oh, he floats. And he has this, I don't know what's it called, but it's his weapon, really. Now for the skill preview. Wow. That really looks good. I don't know what's it called. Maybe these are daggers or some sort.
There's no choice.
First skill?
I'll help you.
Wow, that's very nice. Second skill?
I'll grant you eternal rest.
Okay, so those are actually light elemental skills. Trickster Metron. Sex is male, nation Estoril Republic. Hero chair legendary or legendary grade hero, element is light, yep. Age is 28. Oh, so he's under Dragon Clan. So I guess he has Dragon Blood as well, just like Shakan. Position Chaos or Chaos type hero, birthday is on February 25. The leader of the emerging faction in Blueco. Metron is gentle and generous but decisive in critical moments. Thanks to his nature of pursuing harmony and his exceptional abilities, He quickly became the leading figure in Blue Co shortly after entering politics. However, after losing to Shakan from the Reds team in an election to be the King's Guard, he found himself in a vulnerable position. Oh, so he was aiming to become the King's Guard of Esteris, but it was Shakan. Okay, now I know. After Shakan left for Lenombe, as a King's Guard, Metron returned to his hometown and retired from the world. His supporters worried about his retirement, but eventually he returned to politics due to the continuous persuasion of people around him. After returning, Metron gained a new level of support through his exceptional skills and respectability. He was active in many areas and slowly built up his reputation. Currently, Metron is in charge of the foreign policy of Blue Co. Because of the nature of his work, it is difficult to meet with him as he is constantly away visiting other countries. So if you're doing the chapter stories, he's very present in those chapters. You can see him a lot. Okay, that's the background story of Metron. Now we are going to proceed with Bayer.
Down on me because I'm old? Shame on you.
Okay, his skill set. First is the passive result of research. Decreases damage received on self by 10% at the start of battle. First skill, maximum power release. Deals 262% damage to one enemy and 70% chance to decrease hit by 40% for 8 turns. Then his second skill is emergency power release. Deals 178% damage to all enemies and 60% chance to afflict target with bleed to deal 62% damage every turn for 4 turns. Now, we are going here in the hero introduction. You can see Bayer. I think it kind of looks like a hot air balloon, right? But the fire is from his helmet. I wonder if it gets hot. You can see the machine. Okay. I forgot what's it called in English, right? But in Tagalog, it's tambucho. You can see the fan. It even has an eye. So unique. This is the default mode, and this is the battle mode. You can see he's controlling the aircraft. For the illustration, Supreme Leader of Blue Co and Inventor. Now for the skill preview. That's the basic attack. I think it came from the eye. Now, first skill.
The power of my invention.
Wow. It's like they are sonic waves then turned into a laser. For the second skill.
Got something for you.
I kind of forgot about that. And this top part over here actually looks like a hat, right? You can see this brim. Yeah, it kind of looks like a hat. Okay, now I get it. Really nice. For the hero story, we have here Trickster, Bayer, Sexist Male, Nation, Esteris Republic, Hero Tier Legendary or Legendary Grade Hero, Element is Machine. He's 53 years old, race is Banga, position Chaos or Chaos type hero. His birthday is on December 1st. The Supreme Leader of Blue Co, one of the two largest political parties in the Esteris Republic. Since his youth, Bayer has been a geeky inventor who made only what he wanted to make, rather than out of necessity. However, he gained popularity after his inventions turned out to be helpful to the people. For example, the ability to convert kinetic energy into thermal energy. Oh, I remember the physics lessons. And yeah, physics, I think, or what's it? Yeah, I think it's physics. Where were we? Which was created to study energy conversion, ended up greatly helping those in need of heating. Over time, he accomplished a great deal and became even popular. Bayer wasn't interested in politics, but politicians wanted to take advantage of his reputation. Bayer happily accepted a politician's proposal to provide support for his inventions in exchange for piggybacking of his reputation. He focused on inventing what he wanted even after joining the Blue Code. After Bayer got a lot of subsidies, Bayer's inventions became more and more influential. In the end, people started to support Blue Code just because Bayer was a member. Over time, as Bayer aged, Blue Code's members began searching for a new leader after the retirement of their former leader. They could not ignore Bayer's tremendous influence on the party and nominated Bayer as the head of Blue Code. Even after becoming Blue Code's leader, he argued that politics should be the work of the youth and entrusted Metron to lead the party while burying himself in his inventions. That's nice. Okay, now we move to
My
Spica.
calculations weren't wrong after all.
Okay, her passive is Eyes of Resolution. Increases effect resist by 20% for 3 turns at the start of round. Then, the first skill is Raining Strikes. Deals 187% damage to one enemy and 60% chance to afflict target with Provoke for 6 turns. Then, her second skill is Piercing Moon. Deals 375% damage to one enemy and increases own defense by 46% for 9 turns. Now, you're going to check her out here. So this is Pika. And for her weapon, she has these twin swords, or it kind of looks like the hands of a clock, right? I'm pretty sure she's an elf. First daughter of Greenland's House Exceed. If you happen to listen about Fairy's hero story, she was mentioned over there. Default mode, and this is the battle mode. She's going to scratch you. Really nice boots, right? Look at the details. Okay, skill preview. Wow, that's the basic attack. First skill. That's really nice. Now for the second skill.
Finish this. Here, take it.
It really has nice skill animation. Now we are going to check out the hero story. Knight Spica, sex is female, nation Greenland, hero tier legendary or legendary hero, element is frost. She's 23 years old, race is elf. Okay. So position defense or defense type hero. Her birthday is on December 9. The first daughter of House Exceed, one of the 3 noble families of Greenland, Spica is very shrewd and smart. While she looks like an emotional lady, she is very calculating, always thinking of the pros and cons of the situation. Spica was groomed to be the successor of House Exceed as she is much older than her siblings. Spica demonstrated her talents in many ways, and her understanding and sense of politics were admired even by her teachers. Spica's father, who is somewhat incompetent to lead the family, was satisfied with her talents and entrusted her with a great deal of work. Now, she is virtually the acting head of the family and decides on many important issues. Spica has lofty ambitions that are as strong as her exceptional talent. She views the traditional values and conservative nature of Greenland as an obstacle to reformation. Spica believes that it is necessary to receive a helping hand from others to break down the old system of Greenland. So she's like the breadwinner of their family now. Okay, that's Spica. Now, we are going to Feradin, right? Okay, he doesn't have a Fatecore. His passive is Battle Line, grants Resurrect for 7 turns when own health falls to 30% or below. 1 time per battle. Grants Resurrect for 7 turns. I think this is for himself. His first skill is Gehenna, Purgatory. Gehenna, right? Deals 51% damage to all enemies and 40% chance to afflict target with burn to deal 31% damage every turn for 2 turns. Then, his second skill, Triad Flare, deals 89% damage to all enemies and 50% chance to decrease attack speed of target by 15 for 8 turns. Over here in the hero introduction, you can see Zeradin. So I really have a thinking that this could be the alter ego of Shakan, don't you think? Or probably all of the Dragon Watchers are wearing the same thing. That's why I really thought that this was Shakan all along. You can see that. I'm pretty sure that design is very familiar to you when it comes to those eye designs. Especially when it comes to the Fatecore theme of Silent Eyes. You can see a lot of those in the costume of Dorka, Anastasia, and Sabrina. The illustration, Dragon Watcher's head Zeradin. Ooh, this really looks nice. Those orbs of fire, and there it is again, those eye designs. And this is the default mode, and this is the battle mode. You can see the balls. Skill preview. That's the basic attack. Wow. Okay, so the balls stay on the enemy side for a few seconds.
Pathetic fools.
First skill.
Vanish without a trace.
Wow, that's too much.
Too late for regrets.
Second skill.
Let's finish this.
Wow. Whoa. That's really something else. His skill animations are like a Fatecore skill animation. That was really over the top. I really like it. I don't know if I happened to see this before, but I think this is my first time checking that out. It's really nice. So those are his skill animation. Okay, hero story, Wizard Zeradin. Sex is male, nation Lenombe, hero tier legendary or legendary hero. Element is fire, age, okay, it's a question mark. Race is human, position attack or attack type hero. His birthday is on February 1st. The head of the secret organization Dragon Watchers, which appears only when there is an affair related to the ancient Dragon clan. Zeradin is the head of the Dragon Watchers and has absolute authority in the organization. Only a few people know about Zeradin's existence. Nothing is known about him, not his age or his real name. Even his closest personnel have never seen him unmasked. Some people have even guessed that his voice is altered, so some people even doubt Zeradin's gender. For a long time, the Dragon Watchers had kept people from any information about the Dragon clan. So the only thing known about the Dragon clan was what legends say or other sketchy information. However, as the situation of Exos became more complicated, his attitude changed to actively interfering in affairs at the expense of exposing his clan. In most cases, Zeradin does not handle situations directly, but sends his subordinates. Also, anything related to the Dragon clan is spread over the Exos. So the leader of each nation's Dragon Watchers faction has great autonomy and authority. However, when Zeradin is present, all authority over the members within the area is transferred to him, granting him absolute command of the clan. So, no one knows him. So, yeah, still, I have a hunch that this is the alter ego of Shakan. Okay, that's his mysterious background story. Now we are going
Next time,
to Pan.
wait your turn to face me.
Okay, we are going to check his passive first. Second hand adjustment. 50% chance to cleanse one debuff from one ally upon receiving damage, one time per 3 rounds. 3 turns. Then the first skill is time adjustment. Increases critical hit rate of all allies by 15% for 7 turns. And cleanses one debuff from all allies. Then his second skill is Dimensional Blast. Deals 89% damage to all enemies and 10% chance to afflict target with sleep for 3 turns. Now we are going to the hero's introduction. You can see Pan, he looks like a rabbit, and I'm pretty sure if you know Alice in Wonderland, definitely we know that he's that rabbit who is already late. He definitely looks like the rabbit, right? This is the default mode, and this is the battle mode. What's he doing? So during the battle mode, he's trying to fix his clock. Kinda looks like an umbrella. Umbrella-like crap. Or a lance, probably? The illustration, the best watchmaker in Exos, Pan. Skill preview. So, it's actually a gun. That's the basic attack. Now, first skill. Wow. Second skill. I really like the design. Those glyph. Okay, now the hero story. Enchanter Pan, sex is male, nation Esteris Republic, hero tier legendary or legendary hero, element is fire, is 26 years old, race story clan, okay. Position support or support type hero, birthday is on September 27. The best watchmaker in Exo. Pan has a private studio in the capital of the Esteris Republic and he occasionally steps out of the studio for inspiration. Born in a family of wealthy technicians, he studied mechanical engineering. However, due to his anxiety about the future, he felt lost. He then became fascinated with the beauty of watches and committed himself to become a watchmaker. He made his watches by dedicating everything he had. His watches are priceless because of their popularity. Pan abhors people who attempt to evaluate his work through monetary value since his goal is not to make money but to make beautiful watches. Once he is able to concentrate, he works for hours on end and really hates being interrupted. Owing to his character, it is hard to meet with him even when he is in the studio. However, since he is highly punctual, if people manages to make an appointment with him, Pan will be there at the exact time and place of the appointment. So it really has something to do with the time and watch. So this is Pan. Now we are going to Gutter.
Quite a fire.
First, we are going to check out his skill set. His passive is Counter Response. Increases own defense by 30% for 8 turns if there is an enemy afflicted with Provoke at the end of own turn. Then, his first skill is Flaming Iron Hammer. Deals 150% damage to one enemy and 50% chance to afflict target with Burn to deal 92% damage every turn for 2 turns. His second skill is Bloody Flame. Deals 525% damage to one enemy and 90% chance to afflict target with Provoke for 7 turns. 525% damage. Now over here in the hero introduction, you can see Gutter over here. He has this mace. And I don't know when it comes to his skin color, I guess this is natural to him or probably it's just painted because you can see the pattern over here. His tattoo is white. He looks like an orc, right? This is the default mode and this is the battle mode. Dark Souls Deputy Head, Gutter. Okay, that's the illustration. Now, for the skill preview. That's the basic attack. That looks painful. For the first skill.
Here I go.
Now, second skill.
Feel the heat. This strike.
You know guys, before I used to use him during Tuesdays because you know Tuesday is fire day and when I was just starting the game I was looking for fire element heroes and Gutter was one of them who I really got early in the game, so he's one of those heroes that I use. He's actually really strong. Especially before Season 5 update, that 525% damage was actually around 700%. So his second skill is super strong. Now, hero story, Knight Gutter. Sex is male, nation Wasted Red, hero tier legendary or legendary grade hero, element is fire, is 31 years old, race human, position defense or defense type hero, and his birthday is on April 15. The deputy head of the Dark Souls. Gutter lost his parents due to an avalanche and went to war as a mercenary despite his young age. When Gutter was still a nameless mercenary, he found himself in the same battle as Brook. Brook saved Gutter on the battlefield and Gutter decided to follow Brook. As Gutter followed Brook, he gained fame. One day, Gutter was badly injured and lost his consciousness in a fierce battle, which forced him to be sent back for treatment. In the meantime, Brook was singled out for putting his troops in danger and was kicked out of the squad while Gutter was away. Gutter searched for Brook, but Brook had already disappeared. Eventually, Gutter gave up his search and decided to become a more famous mercenary in the hopes of reuniting with Brook someday. Gutter, who gained the nickname the Bloody Mace, after fighting as a mercenary for several years, heard a rumor that stated that the strongest Minotaur is under the command of King Shufraken of Northbound Frosty. As far as Gutter knew, the strongest Minotaur referred to Brook, who visited Shufraken without rest and was able to once again meet Brook. From then on, he started to fight together with Brook under the same flag. I wonder how many times they mentioned the name Brook in his hero background. So I think he idolizes Brook that much. And definitely, this is called a maze. Okay, that's Gutter. Now we are going to check out Rises, right? Because Luke has a Fatecore.
You.
Okay, so
You're
here's
still
Rises. And I think she's also a Harpy. Her passive is Breeze for just one buff from enemy at the start of round. Her first skill is Cobalt Tornado, deals 150% damage to one enemy and 50% chance to afflict target with poison to deal 92% damage every turn for 2 turns. Poison. Then her second skill is Wind Claw, deals 375% damage to one enemy and 80% chance to afflict target with sleep for 6 turns. Now over here in the hero introduction, you can see Rises over here. She looks like she came from Egypt, right? You know, this wing accessories. Oh, she has claws as her feet. This is the default mode. And this is the battle mode. Wow, so she's really flying. Illustration, Free Traveler of Esteri's Republic Rises. Now, skill preview. That's the basic attack. Then, first skill. Ooh, there are feathers. Now, for the second skill.
Ride the wind.
Slow-mo effect. Nice. Now for the hero story. Trickster Rises, sex is female, nation Esteri's Republic, hero tier legendary or legendary grade hero, element is nature, she's 30 years old, race Harpy, okay, we got it. Position Chaos or Chaos type hero. Birthday is on April 16, just one day after Gutter. A free adventurer from Esteri's Republic. Rises is a free spirit and doesn't like to be bound to a single place. She left home when she was a teenager and she has been wandering around the continent for over a decade. She's also the self-proclaimed best travel guide in the continent. She earns the money she needs by investigating and solving problems for people. However, the purpose of her trip is unclear and she just wanders at her will. Even if she starves or is forced to hunt for herself, she will refuse any quest that doesn't catch her fancy. Nowadays, she can be investigating She has been investigating the unusually rapid spread of botulism in the Exos Republic with her partner, Cybele. Okay, that's her background story. Now next, we are going to check out Bonkus.
Don't underestimate the Yellow Hood Bandits.
Okay, let's start with the passive. Weakness Sighted. Purges, 50% chance to purge one buff from target when basic attacking, 1 time per round. Then his first skill is Fierce Shooter. Deals 150% damage to one enemy and increases own attack speed by 6 turns. I don't know if this is a typo error of something. I don't know. This could be a code. You can see the bracket over here, and then this one, I think they didn't check this out. But it increases on attack speed by for 6 turns. Okay. Then the second skill is Iron Cannon Salvo. Deals 89% damage to all enemies and 50% chance to decrease attack of target by 11% for 8 turns. Now here in the hero introduction, you can see Bonkus. He has this shotgun. This is the default mode, and this is the battle mode. He seems to be quick. Illustration, Yellow Hood Bandit Deputy, Bonkus. Then, skill preview. That's the basic attack, and it looks like the shot is very powerful. You can see him fly away. Second skill.
Think you're safer further away?
Ooh. Then his second skill. By the way, that one is his first skill. Lots of guns. Definitely he's a fire element hero. Guys, I'm pretty much sorry if you can hear all of those background noises. I don't know. It happens to be very noisy outside. Hero story. Ranger Bonkus, sex is male, nation, wasted red, hero tier legendary or legendary grade hero, element is nature, he's 22 years old, race is Banga, position chaos or chaos type hero, birthday is on November 6. The deputy head of the Yellow Hood Bandits. Bonkus has excellent shooting skill and uses a gun he modified himself. He was ignored as a child because of his small body, which is common characteristic of Banga. Thus, Bonkus became aggressive. After leaving the village and wandering around without a particular purpose, Bonkus found and assisted Aero, the former head of the Yellow Hoods, who were fighting against Shufraken's army. Seizing the opportunity, Bonkus joined the Yellow Hood Bandits. At first, many members did not like him because of his grumpy attitude and aggressive way of speaking. However, people eventually acknowledged his kindness and hardworking nature. He is now leading the Yellow Hood on behalf of Vinity, who became the captain after Aero's retirement. Bonkus wants Vinity to correct his timid personality and lead the Yellow Hood with confidence. However, Bonkus is worried about Vinity, since Vinity has become even more dependent on Bonkus, contrary to his hopes. Okay, that's his background story. And you can see Bonkus a lot somewhere in chapter... maybe that was in chapter 4 or 5, I think. And you can also see Vinity over there. And there's also this last part of the chapters. Somewhere in chapter 30 or was it 31, you can see also Bonkus and Vinity. Now we are going to check out Fernando. His passive is Mind Control. Increases own effect resist by 10%. His first skill is Call of Light, increases attack speed of all allies by 11% for 7 turns and increases critical hit rate of all allies by 15% for 7 turns. Then, his second skill is Proctor of God. Deals 127% damage to all enemies and 55% chance to decrease critical hit rate of target by 18% for 9 turns. Now we are going to check him out further. Here in the hero introduction, you can see this is Hernando. He has this purple cloak. He also looks like a noble, right? This is the default mode. And this is the battle mode. Illustration. Baibara frontman. Oh, okay. He's a Baibara. Then skill preview. Wow. He has magical powers. That's the basic attack, by the way. Then, first skill.
Now, it's time that God welcomes you.
That's nice. Then the second skill.
Here.
Wow. He's so chill. Okay, for the hero story. Wizard Fernando, sexist male. Nation, Esterish Republic. Hero tier, legendary or legendary grade hero. Element is light. He is 28 years old. Race, human. Position, attack or attack type hero. Birthday is on June 5th. A pioneer and a leader of Baibara who suddenly appeared and greatly improved the power of Bathalism. Fernando suddenly appeared and consolidated the force of Baibara, which worked in small numbers. He rapidly expanded his presence by converting a large number of people. In particular, he strengthened the hardliners to expand terrorism committed by Baibara all over the Esterish Republic. It was not known that Fernando did or where he was before he became the leader, but he is powerfully uniting Baibara without any resistance. People suspected that Fernando was using some kind of drugs or tools since the people who converted to Bathalism became bizarre. However, nothing is confirmed. Cernan is known to frequently show up to give a fancy speech or hold triumphant ceremonies among the people of Baibara. However, he is wanted all over the Esterish Republic as Baibara itself is a point organization. He rarely shows himself in public. So mysterious. Okay, next we are going to check out Ivan.
Victory for Ivan.
Okay, his passive is Optical Prism Lens. Grants stealth to self for 6 turns if own health is at 50% or lower at the end of an ally's turn, 1 time per round. Then his first skill is Focus Sniping, deals 262% piercing damage to one enemy. And then his second skill is Secret Bullet Shot, deals 178% damage to all enemies and a 60% chance of a target with bleed to deal 62% damage every turn for 4 turns. Now we are going to check him here in the hero introduction. You can see. You know guys, he actually has an exclusive equipment and he's also part of the Red Threads of Fate. So I was kinda curious why he was included. Although, of course, any hero can be included in that, but you know, I was thinking that Red Threads of Fate has something to do with the fated heroes first, but then he was given an exclusive equipment before he was given a Fatecore. So it was kind of strange, I don't know why. And speaking of Red Threads of Fate, there are only 2 characters who are included there. The first one is Battery, and the second one is Aiden. And as the reward, you can have the exclusive equipment. So I'm just going to show you the exclusive equipment of Aiden.
I'll defeat you all, villains.
It's this one, Full Metal Sniper. Ivan exclusive equipment. It was personally crafted by Ivan himself, but the schematic has gone completely missing from his lab, which makes it impossible for the gun to be repaired. And speaking of hero introduction, I think we are going to check it out this way in order for us to check this. So for the illustration, Hot-blooded inventor and doctor of mechanical engineering Ivan. So yeah, his exclusive equipment was given first instead of a Fatecore. For the basic attack,
Take that.
so he shoots the enemy and then he fires one shot in the air, right?
Take that.
For the first skill,
Eat my special bullets.
then second skill,
Now a bullet from my secret stash. Take my secret weapon.
Now for the hero story. Ranger Ivan, sex is male. Nation Estoris Republic, hero tier legendary or legendary grade hero. Element is machine. He's 29 years old, race human, position chaos or chaos type hero. His birthday is on November 28. A hot-blooded doctor of engineering from the Estoris Republic. Ivan has a strong sense of justice and never overlooks anything unjust. He is always frustrated because he earns money from inventions that has considered to be failures while doing his best to invent something innovative. He approves of religious freedom, but he is indignant of Barbaras who resort to terrorism and believes that they should be eradicated. On the other hand, he also believes that the Reds team is wrong for cracking down on Barbaras too brutally, as it only severed to fuel Barbaras' anger. Ivan is now devising a plan to face Barbaras with Duncan, who was fortuitously helped by and became acquainted with Ivan while running away from Barbaras as well. Okay, so that's his background story. And we are just going to the journals button again because I just wanted to show you the exclusive equipment he has. And I think among all of the heroes who don't have a Fatecore, he's the only one who has the exclusive equipment.
I'll defeat you all, villains.
I don't know what the plans are for him at first, but eventually that's that. Next one is Obelia. Her passive is 100 Blooming Flowers. Grants heal over time to one ally with the lowest health that heals 10% of old max health every turn for 3 turns at the start of round. Then, her first skill is Cherry Blossom Blessing. Increases defense of all allies by 11% of own defense for 8 turns. And increases critical damage of all allies by 13% for 8 turns. Then, her second skill is Cherry Blossom Slash. Deals 127% damage to all enemies and 55% chance to decrease critical hit rate of target by 18% for 9 turns. Okay, we are going to check her out further. So you can see this is Obelia. She has this pink dress. Everything is pink and really flowery. She has these effects, and I think if you remember Rera's blue Fatecore, she also has this kind of design. This is the default mode, and this is the battle mode. Illustration: Grandmaster of House Exceeds Second Knights, Obelia. Now for the skill preview.
Here I go.
That's her basic attack.
I'm sorry.
You see a lot of cherry blossom petals.
I'm sorry.
First skill,
Cherry blossom, grant me your protection.
and her second
Dance
skill.
with the petals until you drop.
Wow. Everything is really pink. It really is nice. Now for the hero story, Enchanter Obelia, sex is female, nation Greenland, hero tier, legendary or legendary grade hero, element is frost, age 24, race is elf, position support or support type hero, and her birthday is on April 9. Grandmaster of House Exceed Second Knights, the eldest daughter of a petty aristocrat who is under the force of House Exceed. Since Obelia was young, her parents' excessive expectations were placed on her shoulders after showing talent in swordsmanship. She was forced to become a knight. She rarely expresses her thoughts because of the burden caused by the expectations around her. However, the senior knight of the family helped her not only by teaching her swordsmanship but also by advising Obelia to open up her heart to the world and helping her to get along with the other knights of House Exceed. The senior knight's helping hand significantly assisted Obelia in freeing herself from the burden but resulted in giving her another debt of gratitude. Obelia decided to be a knight to repay the grace the senior knight provided her by awakening the talent she had. Even House Exceed came to recognize her skills, and Obelia became the head of the second knights of House Exceed. She continues to fight for others, leaving behind her wish to live and draw pictures in a tranquil rural area. So I guess she was trying to live a simple life, but eventually she became the second knights of something, Grandmaster of House Exceed Second Knights. And if you check out her weapon, I'm pretty sure this is very familiar with you. Just look at this sign. Because I'm just going to check it out. If you happen to check your inventory or your weapons, you can see this one is really Obelia's weapon, right? So every armor piece or every gear piece you can see here, actually this has something to do with the original equipments or armor of our hero. Just look at this one. This looks like Rakel's costume, right? This one is like from Shell. Again, this one is from Obelia. This kind of looks like Degas's Greaves. So that's just a small information. So that's Obelia. We are now going to proceed with Kinbera.
A perfect victory.
His passive is Pretend Sang. Grants stealth to self for 2 turns when enemy dies. Then his first skill is Acrobatic Shot. Deals 157. Wow, I don't know why I keep on saying 157. It's only 150% piercing damage to one enemy. Then his second skill is Ravia Bullet. Deals 525% damage to one enemy and 90% chance to afflict target with stun for 7 turns. Now we're going to take a closer look at Kinbera. You can see his ears. Probably he's an elf. But he has a tail, right? This is the tail? Or no? Probably it's some kind of an accessory. And he has 2 shotguns. This is the default mode and this is the battle mode. So this is just part of the accessory. Okay, for a minute I thought this is his tail. Blackfish Narcissist Gunner. Ooh. Narcissistic. For the basic attack. Okay. Then, first skill. And then second skill.
Perfect shot.
Wow, that's very fancy. Really nice. And from 2 shotguns, it became like 5. So let's check out his background story. Ranger Kinbera. Sex is male, nation Greenland, hero tier legendary or legendary grade hero. Element is nature. He's 25 years old. Race, elf. Okay, he's an elf. Position, chaos or chaos type hero. Birthday is on December 24. A gunner of the Blackfish. Kinbera is an elf from Greenland. He likes to try new things because he has always had a strong curiosity in everything since he was young. Kinbera, who learned gunmanship instead of the more common skill of archery, began traveling to test his skills. Kinbera's name began to spread for competing against famous archers and his continuous traveling. Among the matches, his match against Rish was so good that everyone in pubs talk about their skills non-stop. Who is Rish? However, Kinbera needed money to continue his journey. While he was suffering from his lack of money, Reedmarie from the Blackfish Pirates had her eye on his skills and offered a great deal of money to Kinbera to join the Blackfish. Kinbera headed out to sea along with Reedmarie to enjoy this new adventure. After joining the Blackfish Pirates, he continues to give Reedmarie's headaches by often acting on his own, such as disappearing for several days without any notice. Okay, so that's Kinbera. And there's this character mentioned there who is called Rish. So I wonder who he is, or who she is. I'm pretty sure we've been doing a lot of hero spotlight videos and some videos about certain heroes wherein we check their background stories, and sometimes we can see their names that we actually don't know who they are. So definitely, I'm going to say it again, they should have continued with the story. There are a lot of characters there who really needed some more detailed explanation, such as this one.
There was no truth in this.
Next, let's proceed with Terea. Her passive is Regent Alchemy, deals own effect... deals... increases own effect hit by 30%. So we've been discussing a lot of heroes already, so, you know... First skill is Sorcerer's Step, deals 63% damage to all enemies and 45% chance to decrease defense of target by 11% of own defense for 7 turns. And then, the second skill is Essence of Sorcery, deals 375% damage to one enemy and 80% chance to afflict target with Nullify Heal for 9 turns. Now, you're going to check her out here. So I'm pretty sure you are very familiar with Terea when it comes to the dyeing shop, because she's actually there positioned whenever you want to dye your character's clothes, hair, and even your weapons. So definitely she is a dark elf. This is the default mode and this is the battle mode. I wonder if you can see what's written on the book. For the illustration, famous magic scholar of Lenombe, Terea. Skill preview. The basic attack. Wow, that's nice. It's like she's casting a spell from the book.
Special
First skill.
for you.
Oh, that's why it's called Sorcerer's Step.
Which spell shall we
Second
use?
skill.
How about this?
You can definitely see her skill animations is quite unique. Now, hero story. Enchanter Terea, sex is female, nation Lenombe. Hero tier legendary or legendary great hero, element is darkness, she's 28 years old. Race dark elf, okay, we got that right. Position, support or support type hero, birthday is on May 14. A famous magic scholar from Lenombe. Terea is a dark elf with purple skin. As a child, she worked at the home of a famous magic scholar doing chores. The magical scholar took her not as a disciple but as an errand girl, but Terea managed to learn and use magic just by watching the scholar. The scholar who witnessed the talent of Terea took Terea as his successor and taught her the magic study he had accumulated so far. With blessed talent and eagerness to learn, Terea studied under a famous magic scholar from a young age. However, she did not care about her social standing. She just kept on studying the mysteriousness of magic and searched for new knowledge. When people judged her for being arrogant, she thought nothing of it as their opinions did not matter to her. However, as people started to shun Terea, Terea realized that she would need more money than she previously expected to maintain her studies. While she was able to get some materials by herself, it was too hard to get the other myriad of magic regents she required. It was then that Terea conceded the communication was necessary and started to interact with others. The main trading partners were the mercenaries who had a great reputation around Lenombe. Some still denigrated. I wonder why they have this certain terms who are kind of, I don't know. I actually don't know what denigrated means. Oh, okay. Some still denigrated Terea, but her life became as stabilized as before. Apart from her occasional trips to get the material she needs, she always stays in her home near Kuntara to explore new knowledge. Okay, that's the background story of Terea. So therefore, she realized that communication is really important. Okay, after Terea, okay, so Fergie has an orange Fatecore and also Frisia who has a silver Fatecore. We are now going to skip to Hyowan.
The finest reward.
His passive is Glory Hog. Grants a barrier equal to 15% of own max health to self for 7 turns when an ally purges a buff from an enemy. And then, his first skill is Beautiful Writing, deals 187% damage to one enemy and 60% chance to afflict target with poison. to deal 82% damage every turn for 3 turns. His second skill is Ultimate Accomplishment, deals 178% damage to all enemies and 60% chance to purge 1 buff from target upon attacking. Over here in the hero introduction, I'm pretty sure that Hyowan is also very familiar to you because we can see him in the shops. Usually every month. Because you know, Hyowan's store resets every month. Definitely we get to see him there at least once a month. This is the default mode and this is the battle mode. You can see the weapon is actually a pen. He looks like a scholar, right? Illustration: merchant handling goods from the east, Hyowan. And also, Hyowan actually happens to have a Twitter account where we can see those comic sketches, or was it called comic strips of Exos heroes. Okay, now we are going to check the skill preview. That's the basic attack. Also, a really unique attack. You can see he is writing something and then the ink transfers towards the enemy. Okay. Then the first skill. So mostly his attacks are based on his writing skills and the ink. Then, second skill.
I have a dragon. A funny kind of creature.
So he created a dragon out of the ink. That's really something. Now for the hero story: Trickster Hyowan, sex is male, nation Saint West, hero tier legendary or legendary grade hero, element is nature, age 30, race is human, position chaos or chaos type hero. Birthday is on March 6, a mysterious merchant handling goods from the east. Hyowan has unique green hair with a hint of orange, and everything he wears is from the east. People call him the young student from the east. He is exceptionally good at bargaining, but he trades whatever he wants to trade, sell or buy. Hyowan is a former crew member of Glenn's and had been in charge of managing and distributing supplies since then. Okay, so that's his role. It is a mystery how Hyowan imports and trades goods from the east. Most of the time he talks with a vague smile when he gets questions related to his goods. No one has heard anything about him. However, Hyowan describes the crash while he was going on Glenn's airship as one of a few life-threatening situations in his life, which hints that there were some more life-threatening situations other than the crash if what he says is true. Hyowan, of course, avoids telling what exactly happened in those situations, but just laughs and says that there are always some risk in life. So that's still a mystery. Probably he was able to experience something worse, or probably less worse than the airship crash. Okay, now we are going to check out Vinity.
I was lucky enough.
Okay, first, the skill set. For his passive, Shy Confidence, increases own critical damage by 10% at the start of round, stacks up to 3 times. Shy Confidence. He's shy yet he's confident. I don't know what's it called. It could be, you know, the figures of speech. There's metaphor, simile, personification, hyperbole. I don't know if it's called a hyperbole because, you know, he's already shy yet he's confident. I just noticed that one. Anyway, let's proceed with his first skill. Tumbling Shot. Deals 60% damage to all back row enemies and grants stealth to self for 3 turns. Then his second skill is Approach Shot. Deals 525% piercing damage to one enemy. You can see we have been discussing heroes that has this 525% damage, and that should be really strong, especially when they have a Fatecore. Over here in the hero introduction, you can see Vinity over here. He kinda really looks shy. He has this bow, arrows. Oh, look at his feet. I guess he's under the Tori clan as well. This is the default mode, and this is the battle mode. I wonder what this is. You can see this spike thing. For the illustration, Yellow Hood Bandit's head. Divinity. Skill preview. That's the basic attack. Wow.
This posture
First skill.
difficult.
Ooh, that's a lot. Then second skill.
I'm gonna attack you.
What did he say? I'm going to attack you?
I'm gonna attack you.
Hi, I'm going to attack you? That's really cute. It's very wholesome. Imagine that if you're going to attack your enemy, you're going to say, hi, I'm going to attack you. Really wholesome. Assassin Vinity. Sex is male. Nation Wasted Red. Hero Chair Legendary or Legendary Great Hero. Element is Nature. He's 19 years old. Race Story Clan. Okay, so he's under that clan. Position Chaos or Chaos type hero. Birthday is on May 26. Yellow Hood Bandit's head. Vinity is a disciple of the legendary thief Al Radran. Despite his skills and abilities being exceptional, he always compares himself with Al Radran, so he lacks confidence and is timid. When the Yellow Hood Bandits were under the leadership of Al Radran, Vinity recommended Aero as the next captain. Okay, there we go with the character Aero. Next captain, even though Vinity himself was nominated. However, it did not take long until the former captain Aero had to quit because of his issues and Vinity became the new captain. Even after becoming the captain, his timid and passive nature did not change. As a result, Bonkus needed to take care of most of the work. Vinity believes Bonkus is more of a captain than he is. However, since he is concerned about unsettling the members due to the multiple changes in leadership in such a short period, he's waiting for the right moment to give up his post to Bonkus. Okay, that's Vinity for us. Now we are going to check out. Okay, Zephyr has orange Fatecore, silver Fatecore.
On the snowy mountains.
Let's proceed with Alexei. His passive is Inertia, increases own attack speed by 3 when basic attacking, stacks up to 3 times. Imagine that. Increase attack speed when basic attacking. Then, first skill is Blue Iron Mace, deals 150% damage to one enemy and 50% chance to afflict target. Whoa, what happened? Here we go again. Anyway, we are going to restart. I guess something happened to the internet. I wonder if you also got that whenever you play in PC, because me and my guildmates often got that message. What's that? Exiting the game due to inappropriate activity. And I don't think that probably that is a bug, or maybe it has to do something with the internet of some sort. So again guys, you know how I make my videos, they are actually quite raw. So I don't know, I really don't have time to edit them anymore that much. So we are just going to proceed. Okay, I'm sorry if you were able to see that glitch or some sort.
It seems
But
my obligations
of course,
are prolonged.
later on, I definitely need to learn how to edit videos so that I'll be able to cut those, you know, unnecessary things like that, like what happened just now. Good thing that we were able to go back, because usually when that message prompts exiting the game due to inappropriate activity, what happens is it kind of takes quite a few hours before you can actually go back into the game. So it's not because you did something wrong, it's just a bug. And I don't know if you can even hear our dog sneezing. So sorry about that guys, but we are doing this raw, so we are going to continue. His second skill is Perpetual Snow. Perpetual Snow deals 150% damage to all back row enemies and 55% chance to afflict target with stun for 4 turns. Now we are going to check him out further. Over here, you can see Alexei. I kind of forgot if he's the uncle of Iris. He has this Robin Hood vibes. Wait, let me just check if the screen is actually in center. Because whenever I record videos, I usually readjust the screen every time, so I don't know. After what had happened, let me just check if the screen is in center. Okay, I think it is. So this is the default mode and this is the battle mode. And then for the illustration, Duke of Nordborn Frosty, Alexei. For the skill preview, that's the basic attack, and you can see he hurls the mace towards the enemy and you can see some snowy effects. I like it.
My mace is
First skill,
by the snowy mountains.
wow, really icy. Then second skill,
To the snowy mountains.
wow, I really like the skill animation. Okay, the hero story, Paladin Alexei. Sex is male, nation Nordborn Frosty, hero tier legendary or legendary grade hero. Element is frost, is 37 years old, race is human, position defense or defense type hero. Birthday is on July 17. A member of the royal family of Nordborn Frosty, Shufraken's younger brother. Ah, okay, so definitely Alexei is the uncle of Iris and even Ramses. Alexei, oh, and even Valentino. Alexei was born as the third son of the royal family of Nordborn Frosty. He is quick-witted and knows his place. So he maintains good relationship with others. Since he was young, he witnessed his brothers keep each other in check to expand their powers. In the midst of this power struggle, Alexei took a neutral stance rather than creating his faction to fight for the succession. After Shufraken won the battle against Mahar, Alexei helped Shufraken clean up the aftermath. However, Shufraken did not trust Alexei, who remained neutral in his fight against Mahar. To prove his loyalty, Alexei went to fight in the most dangerous battlefield. Alexei was at the forefront of the war against Brun, who had been attacking Nordborn Frosty while trying to take advantage of the chaos from the Civil War. Alexei was feared and was called the Horror of the Snowy Mountain for crushing the heads of Brun soldiers with his magical mace. Magical mace. Even Shufraken stopped doubting Alexei, who bravely fought against Brun. Shufraken then offered Alexei an important task, defending the border. After the war, Alexei, quick in assessing the situation and diplomatically competent, managed the border area without causing much friction with Brun. Alexei, who is constantly improving himself and leads his subordinates as the member of the royal family, is well appreciated by the people around him. Okay, background story of Alexei. So Alexei, Mahar, and Shufraken are brothers. And he has a magical mace. I wonder if he opens his eyes. It's always closed. Now, after Alexei, you're going to check out Pidwin. His passive is Roar of Victory, afflicts provoke to all back row enemies for 8 turns upon defeating an enemy. Then his first skill is Burst Break, deals 60% damage to all back row enemies, 40% chance to decrease attack of target by 7% for 6 turns. And then, his second skill is Explosive Swing, deals 262% damage to one enemy and 70% chance to afflict target with burn to deal 92% damage every turn for 4 turns. Now, here in the hero introduction, you can see he has this big, I don't know what's it called. It's not a hammer. It's not even a mace. So this is Pitbull. He has horns. So he doesn't have a tail. He kind of reminds me of Paul in Tekken. You know, the fiery outfit. You know why? This is the battle mode. And there we go again with the signature baggy pants. For the illustration, Frost Hounds, Demolition, and Breakthrough Specialist. Okay, another specialist of the Frost Hounds. So I think each one of the characters there in the Frost Hounds has a specific or designated role. Skill preview.
Here I go!
That's the basic attack. Now for his first skill. Wow. Really fiery. Now for the second skill. That's really nice. You're going to check out the hero story. Knight Pitbull. Sex is male. Nation wasted red. Hero tier legendary or legendary grade hero. Element is fire. He's 27 years old. Race human. Okay, he's human. Even though with those horns. Position defense or defense type hero. Birthday is on August 21. One of the 4 leaders of Frost Hounds. Demolition and Breakthrough Specialist. Pitbull was born with a great deal of strength and caused all sorts of trouble in his childhood. Even the grown-ups couldn't handle him as he got older, so Pitbull's parents forced him to join a mercenary. At the time in Nordborn Frosty, there were stories about Brook serving as the right-hand man of Shufraken and being the strongest man in Nordborn Frosty. Pitbull heard about this story and began to admire him, yet felt a sense of competition with Brook. After Pitbull was kicked out from the mercenaries for beating down other mercenaries, he headed to the capital to do what he had been thinking of. He made a scene saying he wanted to work under Shufraken. While he was overwhelmed by Gutter, Pitbull was able to meet Brook and Shufraken, who Pitbull had been longing to meet. Shufraken asked Pitbull if he was willing to volunteer for a special experiment to be made even more powerful, and Pitbull accepted the offer. Through the experiment, Pitbull had a monster's horn implanted. Oh, now I get it. So Shufraken has this experiment, and I think Sharpay was also involved there, and was it also Kirina or even Gutter? That's why they have this strange look. So through the experiment, Pitbull had a monster's horn transplanted into him, so no wonder he has this monster horn. The experiment was a success and Pitbull gained even more physical strength and joined the Frost Hounds, a special force under Shufraken. Shufraken even told Pitbull that he would appoint him to more important positions once he stopped causing troubles. So Pitbull, who had once been a troublemaker, became the right-hand man of Shufraken, abiding by Frost Hound's strict rules while still looking up to Brook as his role model. So imagine that, Brook was always been admired by Pitbull and even Gutter since then. That's the background story of Pitbull. Now we are going to check out Hawkeye, who happenly looks like Frisia,
I'm just
right?
doing my duty. I pay homage.
Okay, so this
to
is
your noble
Hawkeye.
actions.
Her passive is Blessing of Flashing Light. Grant share health to an ally to transfer 30% of the damage received to self for 5 turns when the ally's health falls to 30% or below after receiving damage. 1 time per 2 rounds. And then, the first skill is Piercing Light, deals 150% damage to one enemy and 50% chance to afflict target with stun for 3 turns. Then, we have the second skill, which is Lightning Impact, deals 262% damage to one enemy and increases own defense by 33% for 8 turns. Now we are going to take a closer look at Hawkeye. This is she looks like a soldier with a sword. Probably this is called a rapier or rapier with a shield. Illustration, Lenombe Royal Guards, Knight of Justice, Hawkeye. Then this is the default mode and this is the battle mode. So it's like she's fencing. Skill preview. The basic attack. So she lowers her face shield and then attacks the enemy.
You won't be able to see this.
First skill. Really fancy.
I'll show you what the royal
Then,
guard
second skill. That's really nice. We are going to check out the hero story. Paladin Hawkeye, sex is female, nation Lenombe, hero tier legendary or legendary grade hero, element is light, she's 21 years old, race is human, position defense or defense type hero, and her birthday is on April 4. A loyal knight of the Royal Guards, Hawkeye is from a military family in Lenombe and was raised by her parents with a strong sense of justice. Having been influenced by her parents, she became a person with a strong sense of justice and joined the Royal Guards. As a knight, just like she had dreamed. Hawkeye is stubborn, rises above anything unjust, and completes any task that she is in charge of no matter what. Because of her nature, she experiences conflict often. Nonetheless, there are many who trust her. Hawkeye is proud of her personality and would say that she will never change. She also experienced discord with her superiors and was almost punished. However, it was her boss, Rudley, the captain of the Royal Guards, who protected her. Hawkeye joined the Royal Guards when Rudley had just become the captain. It was Rudley who taught her swordsmanship. For Hawkeye, Rudley was a teacher worthy of respect and the most trusted boss. After Rudley quit managing the Royal Guards and took charge of Kingsguard, Hawkeye was a bit sad, but stayed in her place thinking everyone had somewhere they belonged. However, Hawkeye thought Rudley was changing over time. The righteous and cold-blooded captain, who was always prioritized his mission, had disappeared. Rudley was becoming demoralized by little things more often. Seeing Rudley lost himself, Hawkeye made sure not to change herself. She is still a knight of the Royal Guards, keeping her faith by all means. Okay, so that's Hawkeye. Now after Hawkeye, okay, we have the Lesh Eye, and if you are familiar with the Lesh Eye, you can actually use this to transcend your heroes. So mostly during those times when the general, which are a fated grade hero, are kind of scarce to have copies or additional copies, we often use this Lesh Eye. And this was given during certain events, so this do not come out often. See, it's kind of a hologram, really nice design, and definitely Exos Heroes is the game wherein I can see a lot of these broken glass colors like that of a stained glass. So let's proceed with the magic, no, not magic, rare grade heroes. So we are going to check out these heroes who doesn't have a Fatecore. So we are finished with legendary grade, and I think we discussed over 20 heroes already. So I'm pretty sure you know why some of the words are rumbling out of my mouth. A lot of terminologies. So let's start with Godin. His passive is Protective Instinct, grants a barrier equal to 20% of target's max health to an ally with the lowest current health besides self for 5 turns at the start of round. And then we have here his first skill, Ground Smash, deals 150% damage to one enemy and 50% chance to inflict target with stun for 3 turns. Then his second skill is Iceberg Smash, deals 525% damage to one enemy and grants a barrier equal to 102% of max health to self for 40 turns. So this is Godin. He's a big dude. Look at his axe. Really nice. He has these scars. This is the default mode, and this is the battle mode. And even you can see the belt. It has icy designs. Illustration: Underwalker's Wasted Red Branch Deputy Chief. What a long title. Godin. Skill preview. Ice element. I like it. First skill.
Come from?
You know what Godin reminds me of? Do you play Soul Calibur? He kinda reminds me of, what's his name? Zal Salamel, right?
Ice doesn't only come out of the ground.
The second skill. Wow, that's really nice. Okay, for the hero story, Paladin Godin. Oh, Paladin Godin, that rhymes. Sex is male, nation wasted red, hero tier rare or rare grade hero, element is frost, he's 40 years old, is human, position defense or defense type hero, birthday is on December 8th. The deputy chief who fights at the forefront with the strongest force in the Underwalkers of Wasted Red branch. Since he grew up in the slums, those who pride themselves for their fist followed Godin because of his huge size and toughness. Even before he would throw a punch, his opponents would give up. Though those who had never seen Godin's fighting claimed that Godin was weak and would pick a fight with him, Godin easily handled them and built on his reputation. However, Godin has no interest in politics and was a novice, which resulted in his gang getting smaller. Since his primary goal was not expanding his gang, he did not care much about the situation. Nevertheless, other gangs wanted to absorb Godin's gang for its symbolic position and constantly tried to fight him. Witnessing more and more of his crews getting injured or leaving, Godin began to grasp the seriousness of the situation and accepted the Underwalkers' timely recruitment offer under a single condition. They would have to accept his entire gang to the Underwalkers. Godin, who is the best in terms of strength but lacks political skills, was appointed deputy chief, while Buck was appointed chief of the Underwalkers of Wasted Red branch. Such an interesting background story, and as you can see, based on his skills, this is one of the heroes who definitely should have given a Fatecore. Okay, after Godin, we are going to check out Nirmash.
Vulgar fight.
His passive is Despicable Ambition, decreases defense of target by 30% for 8 turns when attacking an enemy with a debuff. Then, the first skill is Dark Iron Archery. Okay, deals 187% damage to one enemy and 60% chance to decrease hit of target by 35% for 7 turns. Then, second skill is Magic Arrow Shots, deals 525% damage to one enemy and 90% chance to afflict target with silence for 7 turns. Now, you're going to check him out further. This is Nirmash. Oh, so it's not only Adams who looks like a lizard man, but it's also Nirmash. You can see the tail. It has spots, just like Adams. This is the default mode, and this is the battle mode, and you can see he has this crossbow-like thing. Illustration, Lenombe Royal Guard Deputy Captain. He even has these spots in his face. Skill preview. Ooh, Dark Element. First skill.
Wanna see the true power of this bow?
Then, second
No
skill.
one can escape the range of my bow.
Wow. That looks powerful. Now for the hero story. Assassin Nirmash. Sex is male, nation Lenombe, hero tier rare or rare grade hero, element is darkness. He is 39 years old, race lizardman, okay, we got that right again. Position chaos or chaos type hero, birthday is on February 28, oh, just before the leap year. Or leaf month. Leaf day? Leap? Yeah, because you know, February is only up to 28. So Lenombe Royal Guard Deputy Captain who guards the king of Lenombe at a close distance. Nirmash was born as the second son of a fallen noble family, so he suffered all kinds of contempt and humiliation since his childhood. His father, who led the family to ruin, supported Nirmash's old brother with all his money in the hopes of rebuilding his family. As the second son, no one had any expectations for him. He received no support, instead he was asked to look after his brother. Nirmash was ignored by both of the nobles for not having money and the commoners for making them feel uncomfortable. Nirmash begged for help to expand his presence, and once he surmised that there was nothing more to gain from someone, he would ruthlessly betray and exploit the person just to make a connection with others. Nirmash, who did not believe anyone, and even took advantage of his family as a tool for success, gave up trying to rebuild the family and wanted a higher position for himself. Nirmash's desire to occupy a higher position became his motivation, which eventually made him the deputy captain of the Rail Guard. So at least he was able to have a good position even though he has a very rough beginning. After Nirmash, we are going to check out Buck. So I really hope the internet will be stable because I don't know, I don't want to have a second, crashing of the system. That would look pretty bad. So first, we are going to check out his passive, Trickery. Grants 30% reflect damage to self for 5 turns upon receiving damage, 1 time per 2 rounds. Then, the first skill is Underwalker Chief. Deals 150% damage to one enemy and grants immunity to self for 6 turns. Then we have here the second skill, Master Tomb Raider. Deals 262% damage to one enemy and 70% chance to decrease hit of target by 40% for 8 turns. So this is Buck. Definitely he is a banga. Look at his pickaxe. Lots of jewels. Really fancy. He looks rich. This is the default mode and this is the battle mode. You can even see the lamp attached on his tail. Underwalker's Wasted Red Branch Chief Buck. That's the illustration. Now for the skill preview. That's the basic attack. That looks painful. First skill, you can see the Underwalker rats or Nagarotes. Are they Nagarotes or Garote is a specific character we can find in the world map? So, the second skill. Wow. Even has the pose. So, hero story, Knight Buck, sex is male, nation, wasted red, hero tier rare or rare grade hero, element is darkness, he's 27 years old, race banga, position defense or defense type hero, and his birthday is on April 5. It so happens that we have discussed a certain number of heroes already that is born under April this month. The chief of the Underwalker's Wasted Red Branch, Buck, was born in the slums of Esseris Republic and is a self-made man who made it to the position of chief of Underwalker Wasted Red Branch on his own. Of course, different types of plotting and scheming were employed there in the process. Although Buck is small in size and weak, he is outstandingly smart and has a mean personality. So I don't know, most of the bangas have a mean personality or aggressive personality. By the time he was an adult, he had already formed his forces, but the slums were not good enough to satiate Buck's ambition. Wanting to go out into a bigger world, Buck joined the Underwalkers by an invitation from a friend who grew up with him in the slums. Buck accomplished very quickly even when it meant breaking the rules. Everything he plotted was completely concealed, and he received the support of many young Underwalkers members for his excellence. In the end, Buck was appointed as a chief of the Underwalker Wasted Red Branch by defeating his rivals through plotting and conspiracy. You know that each of the heroes' background story are quite unique. It's really fascinating to just check it out each and every story.
Case closed.
Now, the next hero is Sayer. Okay, for the passive, it's independent action, increases own attack by 15% at the start of own turn, stacks up to 3 times. Then, her skill is Deposit Receive, increases critical hit rate of all allies by 15% for 7 turns. That's a buffing skill, okay. And then, her second skill is Flying Tonfa, deals 375% damage to one enemy and 80% chance to increase damage received for target by 45% for 6 turns. So this is Sayer. So she has the Tonfa as her weapon, and there's this game who also has this kind of weapon. I think it's Soul Calibur, And I think it's Talim. He looks like an assassin. This is the default mode, and this is the battle mode. Yeah, definitely. He kind of looks like Talim. Illustration: Sayer, or Falcon Mercenaries Deputy Head. Sayer. Skill preview. Okay, that's the basic attack. For the first skill.
What I've really got.
Wow, lots of spinning.
Get over here.
Second skill.
I need my reward.
Wow, that's really nice. I like that. For the hero story, Warrior, Sayer. Sex is female, nation, ways to dread, hero tier, rare or rare grade hero, element is frost, she's 21 years old, race is human, position attack or attack type hero, birthday is on February 2nd. The deputy captain of the Falcon Mercenaries, one of the most famous mercenaries. Except for the captain, Sayer is the only person permitted to implement strategies and operate an independent unit by herself in the Falcon Mercenaries. Although neither her origin nor her past is known, Falcon appointed Sayer as deputy captain and delegated authority equal to his own because Sayer is an excellent warrior who has excellent leadership, command of her units, and sharp senses which enables her to make good judgment. Sayer, known that she is better when she leads a unit rather than taking orders from others. She feels better when she leads a unit by herself as well. That is why she prefers to move separately from a Falcon. Falcon would often disappear without saying anything, so Falcon is a person. For a minute, I thought Falcon Mercenaries was like, you know, the bird, Falcon. After Sayer became the deputy captain, she began to disappear more often. Wait, this refers to Falcon. Okay, Falcon would often disappear without saying anything, and after Sayer became the deputy captain, he, which is Falcon, began to disappear more often. At first, the members were confused with Falcon's absence. However, over time, the members became used to seeing Sayer operating the mercenaries on behalf of Falcon, and naturally started to receive orders from Sayer when Falcon was not there. In most situations, Sayer has good judgment and shows a thorough understanding of situation. However, when she loses her temper, she charges onto the battlefield without throwing cautions to the wind. Thus, when Sayer shows signs of losing her temper, people close to her get extremely nervous and makes effort to cool her down. Okay, so that's her background story. After Sayer, we are going to check out Carlos.
A beautiful victory for a beautiful being.
Okay. His passive, everything is purple. I don't know why. But it has something to do with some typo error. It's called Jealousy Provocation. Afflicts burn to one enemy with the lowest current health to deal 50% damage to every turn for one turn when a buff is granted to an enemy, one time per round. Then, the first skill is Flaming Red Rose, deals 51% damage to all enemies and 40% chance to afflict target with the highest attack with Nullify buff for 2 turns. Then, his second skill is Passionate Rose, deals 178% damage to all enemies and 60% chance to afflict target with Burn to deal 62% damage every turn for 4 turns. Now, we are going to check him out further. Here in the hero introduction, you can see he looks like a noble. He has this rose, and I think this is his weapon. It kind of looks like those people from the, 16th century. This is the default mode, and this is the battle mode, wherein the rose kind of transformed into this staff-like looking mace, and the rose is now colored blue. Wow. Illustration: famous Casanova of St. West. So he has to do something with the rich people of some sort. Skill preview. That's the basic attack. You'll see some petals. Then, for the first skill.
Magic.
Ooh, so fancy. Then, second skill.
Is not just skill.
want to see for yourself?
It has a rose design. And he kinda looks like a pretty boy character. The background story: Trickster Carlos, sex is male, nation Saint West, hero tier rare, rare grade hero, element is fire, he's 24 years old, race is human, position chaos or chaos type hero, and his birthday is on December 28th. A self-proclaimed love seeker, the Casanova in Exos. Carlos is famous for winning ladies' favor with his silver tongue and charm regardless of race. A rumor says that he even has fan clubs in some cities, with thousands of women wooed by him. But Carlos has always left them with a mere sorry. So hard to get. He insists that being bound to only one lady was the same as committing sin against many women. Men jealous of Carlos tried to attack him from time to time, but no one could harm Carlos because Carlos was always protected by the flock of women around him. Carlos is still wandering across the continent looking for his lady of destiny. Ooh. So a charmer, and also known as a pretty boy. So next, after Carlos, we have Colin.
1, 2.
Okay,
Bring it on.
Colin. We have the passive, which is Fuss. Increases on attack by 10% upon receiving health regeneration effects. Can be stacked up to 3 times. Then his first skill is Plasma Knee Kick. Deals 262% damage to one enemy and 70% chance to decrease defense of target by 33% for 8 turns. Then his second skill is Hurricane Thunder. Deals 51% lifesteal damage to all enemies and heals for 30% of damage dealt. Now we can see him here, and he kind of looks like he has a prosthetic leg, which is connected to this one. Maybe this is the power supply. This is the default mode, and this is the battle mode. So he kind of also looks like a martial artist. Illustration: Blue Co member Colin. Skill preview. That looks heavy. That's the basic attack. Now for the first skill. So he uses his iron leg.
Get ready.
First skill, second skill, I mean. Okay, so everything has to do with his iron leg, and that must be really painful for the enemy because it looks really hard, right? Hero story: Warrior Colin, sex is male, nation Exos Republic, hero tier rare, rare grade hero, element is machine, is 31 years old, race is human, position attack or attack type hero, birthday is on August 24. A member of Blue Co, a party of the Exos Republic, Colin is from a wealthy family who owns a mining business. Originally, Colin was just a playboy who loved playing around with his family. However, Colin was a playboy who loved playing around with his family. I don't think this connects. Anyway, however, Colin's father, who wanted not only wealth but also honor, forced Colin to enter politics. Well, anyway. Okay, Colin became a party member overnight and endeavored to act like a politician to fit his environment. But he could not conceal his frivolous nature. Colin was a faithful guy. The members considered him to be pathetic or a pawn to take advantage of. Colin decided to quit despite the wishes of his family because he had already become sick of politicians who were just trying to hold a sword over each other's head. The person who kept the confused Colin from leaving Blue Co was Metron, an emerging youth in Blue Co. Metron persuaded Colin to join his force and allowed him to do easy and upright jobs that Colin could handle. With the care of Metron, Colin was able to continue to work at Blue Co. Colin is a member of Blue Co's emerging force who follows Metron. So that's his background story, and I think Exos Republic characters are into politics. Don't know why. So that's Colin. Now we are going to proceed with Myrti.
Mirti.
Okay.
1.
The passive is rebooting, cleanses all debuffs from self if there are 3 or more debuffs on self at the start of own turn. Then, the first skill is Dance of a Doll. Deals 187% damage to one enemy and 60% chance to afflict target with bleed to deal 82% damage every turn for 3 turns. The second skill is Dance of Death. Deals 127% damage to all enemies and 55% chance to decrease attack of target by 15% for 9 turns. Now we're going to take a closer look at Myrti. She kinda looks creepy. She looks like a marionette or a robot, but definitely she is giving me a creepy vibe. Default mode, and this is the battle mode. It's all black. Illustration, Automaton with Ego, Myrti. Skill preview.
Attack initiated.
Okay.
Attack.
She has this sight as her weapon. Then first skill.
Attack. Quickly.
Second skill.
I won't forgive you if you threaten my family.
That looks strong. Now we are going to proceed with the hero story. Knight Myrti. Sex female. Nation Exos Republic. Hero tier rare, rare grade hero. Element machine. Age 5. Yes, because she is a battle machine. She's not a human. Obviously. Position, defense or defense type hero. Birthday is on June 25th. Automated combat. Yeah, nice. Automated combat doll that a genius scientist of the Exos Republic made by utilizing ancient dragon clan's techniques to remember his deceased daughter. Oh, so okay, that's why she was created. Even though he didn't want to turn a mechanical body that looked like his daughter into a combat machine, he had no choice but to use the body because it was the only one he had. It is an automaton, but it thinks Sorry guys, we've been discussing a lot of heroes already and I think my eyes are already tired. It is an automaton, but it thinks and acts like a human. It also thinks of itself as a human. It believes in the scientist lab. Oh my god, what's happening to my eyes? It lived in the scientist lab and was treated like his real daughter, but became lonely after the scientist died from a disease. Myrti stayed and took care of the lab as his successor, and when people trespassed in the lab to acquire her father's studies, they got their butts kicked. But Myrti had become exhausted. A machine with human system cannot perform as a common machine does. It felt lonely in the lab with no one who could relate to it. In the end, Myrti left the lab with the dream of finding a new family. And I think she found Colin and Bayer. So that's her background story. Now we are going to proceed with Venato.
So, was it worth some money?
Okay, for her skill set, first the passive is Hunter's Footsteps. Grants stealth to self for 5 turns when an ally dies, 1 time per round. Then her first skill is Trick Shot. Deals 187% damage to one enemy and increases own dodge by 36% for 7 turns. Her second skill is Crescent Magnum. Deals 375% piercing damage to one enemy. Okay, we're going here in the hero story or hero introduction. You can see this is Venato. It looks like she could be one of the main cast of the story, right? Just look at the outfit, her hair. She has bow and arrows as her weapon. This is the battle mode. Illustration, Venato, Bounty Hunter of Greenland. Skill preview. She fires 3 arrows. That's the basic attack. And now for the first skill.
Take this!
Wow, that's nice.
Where are you looking?
Then for the second skill.
I'm here.
That's really cool. Very nice skill animation. Now let's proceed with the hero story. Assassin Venato. Sex female, nation Greenland, hero tier rare, rare grade hero. Element is nature, she's 27 years old. Race human. Position chaos or chaos type hero, and her birthday is on October 11. A bounty hunter of Greenland, Venato is a bit far from to be called world-class hunter. However, she maintains an outstanding record thanks to her cold-heartedness against her targets. On the other hand, judging by the fact that she takes good care of her younger brothers on behalf of her parents, she is at the same time a warm-hearted person. She was born and raised in a common family and was taught how to shoot an arrow. Right after her parents were killed by robbers, she became a bounty hunter. Her first targets were the robbers who had killed her parents. She caught and punished them. Well, that's good revenge. Now she works as a bounty hunter for a living. In Greenland, she is known as a veteran bounty hunter who never misses her target once the target is designated. That's a nice background story. Now we are going to proceed with Baron.
Here come the dual axes of
So
the
the passive is Veteran, increases defense of all allies by 2% upon receiving skill damage. Can be stacked up to 10 times. Then, the first skill is Wild Explosion, deals 187% damage to one enemy and 60% chance of the target with stun for 6 turns. Then, his second skill is Spinning Cleave, deals 525% damage to one enemy and 90% chance to afflict target with Provoke for 7 turns. Now, over here in the hero introduction, you can see he's actually a lion, right? Definitely, look at his feet, he has a tail. Okay, he's a lion. Illustration, Viscount Ekins Decurion. Baron. This is the default mode. This is the battle mode. Okay, he has an axe as his weapon. Oh, 2 axes. Then skill preview. I'm pretty sure you are very familiar with him because we have encountered Beryl as our first enemy in the early chapters of the story when Zeon happened to encounter Beryl. The first skill. Then second skill. That's a lot. His hero story. Knight Beryl. Sex is male. Nation Lenombe. Hero tier rare. Rare grade hero. Element is nature. Age is 33. Race is Atlan. So I don't know what an Atlan means. Probably those I don't know what it's called. Furry characters, or you know, those animals that are kinda human in ways. Position defense or defense type hero. Birthday is on November 4. A Decurion under Viscount Hecken. An Atlan warrior who has outstanding physical abilities. Even though he looks silly when he talks, he becomes prudent and serious when he works. He started to work as a mercenary to earn money since he was young, and now he became a veteran with over 10 years of experience. Wow, that's a lot. He doesn't care about what he has to do or who the client is as long as the compensation is good. And indeed, it is because he doesn't deliberate the requests. This also signifies that he is a promising mercenary. He works as a Decurion just for the money and not for loyalty because he is paid well and what he does is easy. He is satisfied with his job. Okay, so that's Beryl. Now let's proceed with Wheeler. His passive is Mop Up, deals 50% extra damage when attacking an enemy at 30% health or below. His first skill is Murderer's Joy, increases critical damage of all allies by 11% for 7 turns. Then his second skill is Sonic Laser, deals 51% damage to all enemies and 40% chance to afflict target with Bleed to deal 31% damage every turn for 2 turns. This is Wheeler. So he has this skates, ice skating shoes, right? And he has his claws. So these are his weapon. Illustration, Frosthound's assassination and covert specialist. So another member of the Frosthounds, who is a specialist of a particular department. This is the default mode, and this is the battle mode. He looks funny. He kinda looks like a clown. Basic attack. So definitely he uses his claws and probably even these blades on his shoes. First kill. So his skating. That's a buff. And now for the second skill.
How do I deal with you?
Ooh, there's light effects on his claws. For the hero story, Assassin Wheeler, sex is male, nation Norban Frosty, hero tier rare or rare grade hero, element is frost, age 35 years old, race is human, position chaos or chaos type hero, birthday is on October 14. An assassin of the Frosthounds, Wheeler was originally a first-class assassin of the Wasted Red and had no name. Unlike Wheeler, who kills people for fun, the Wasted Red had the rule to assassinate only those who are targets and emphasize secrecy and trust. His murder for Joy spree was soon revealed. The Wasted Red was ordered to kill Wheeler for breaking their rule, but Wheeler avoided pursuit and was barely able to escape to Northbound Frosty with a serious injury. He escaped death but was severely hurt. He wandered the back streets of Northbound Frosty, where government institutions had been conducting an experiment for human body remodeling. Okay, so there we go again with the experiment. Wheeler, who had been a promising assassin, was a perfect candidate for the experiment. Wait, I'm going to check something first. Okay, sorry about that. So let's continue. Oh, so where was I? They secretly approached Wheeler and asked for his participation. So Wheeler had no choice but to accept the offer. After the remodeling, Wheeler recovered his original condition but also became a human weapon that had far more dangerous abilities. Wheeler returned to the Wasted Red with several companies and annihilated the members. Soon afterward, he swore his loyalty to Kraken and got a new name, the Wheeler of Frosthounds. Ever since then, he has been enjoying his life. So that's the background story of Wheeler. Okay, now the last hero that we are going to discuss is Ooze, because Jean has a Fatecore and the rest of these characters are just soldiers. So here's Ooze. The passive is Melting Pot, increases attack by 5% at the start of own turn, stacks up to 5 times. And then the first skill is Burst of Madness, deals 150% damage to one enemy and 50% chance to afflict target with sleep for 3 turns. Then the second skill is Mad Preacher, deals 127% damage to all enemies and 55% chance to decrease effect resist of target by 18% for 6 turns. So here in the hero introduction, you can see Ooze. I'm pretty sure he is very familiar with you also. He has this weird look, these candles above his head, and he has this very scary looking staff. And he keeps on moving. This is the default mode, and this is the battle mode. Look at his fingers, it's like he's casting magic. Illustration by Zealot, Missionary Ooze. Then his skill preview. Basic attack. Really is nice. Then the first skill. Second skill. Lots of explosion. Now, the hero story. Wizard Ooze, sexist male. Nation, Esterish Republic. Hero tier rare, rare grade hero. And then, element is fire. Age is 37, race is human, position attack or attack type hero. Birthday is on May 15. A commander of Bibarus missionaries. After Ooze has lost his family due to a mechanical failure in his 20s, he lived his life cursing the machine civilization. After he discovered the existence of Buthalism, he became a believer. Ooze, who needed something to rely on, quickly immersed himself into the religion and is completely lost his mind after subscribing to the abnormal doctrine of Buthalism. Buthalism became the sole criterion for all of his judgment, and he regarded Cernando, a leader in the religion, as an absolute authority. Because of the hostility against the machine civilization, Ooze believed that everyone should comply with the doctrine of Buthalism, and Cernando allowed Ooze to take care of the entirety of Bibarus missionary. So that's the background story of Ooze. And I think he's also an undercover agent, right? I think it was revealed in some chapter story which I forgot. It's somewhere on the part wherein Luna was introduced. So you can see there that Ooze is kinda a undercover agent. Okay, so now let's just double check to see if we missed a certain hero. So when it comes to the rare grade hero, we're finished. Legendary hero or legendary grade hero. Okay, we've covered everyone. Fatecore and without Fatecore. Because you know guys, even though they don't have any Fatecores, I just don't want to leave them out. And of course, for the fated grade heroes, these are the generals, the collaboration heroes. Then we can see the second generals and the other important heroes as well over here that are fated grade, Fatecore or without Fatecore. And the mythic heroes, which we have a separate video. And of course, the one I mentioned you yesterday, we were discussing about the second generals, but it so happens that I forgot that Athlon has an orange Fatecore, because when we were browsing over here, we happened to pass by him, and he's this one. He looks Xeon. He looks like Xeon. That's why we kind of missed him. So this is the legendary beginning Athlon. Athlon, who is working hard to support Ina and Xeon. Deep within his bright and confident face is a wound that still has not been healed. And since this is an orange Fatecore, therefore no changes when it comes to the skills, and we're going to take a closer look. So his pose is just like of his fated grade version. Look at his face. It's like he's staring far beyond. I wonder what he's thinking. So illustration? Definitely, he looks like Xeon. Now for the skill preview. And this is really the same. First skill.
Sick of looking at your face.
You can see Xeon there.
The very last
Right?
time.
Just the same as his fated grade version and skill animation. Except for his lines are changed. And there we can see Xeon also. For his second skill.
Ever been kicked at the speed of light? Although, I'm faster than light.
So he's already drinking, even when he was young. Okay, so there we go. So there, we discussed about each and every hero here in the Exos Heroes continent. And also, I just want to show you, I have changed the members in this team, wherein we can see here in the Air Squadron, you can see April, Bernadette, Garth, and Dorka. And there are only 4 because remember yesterday and even in the previous videos, I've mentioned you that I am going to purchase their exclusive equipment, and it so happens that this morning I was able to. So just look at the exclusive equipment of April over here, so we can see the star design, and even for Garth, and there's Bernadette. I'm just going to, okay, look at Dorca's exclusive equipment.
Another
Scarf.
chance is the only
So
thing
big.
this victory guarantees.
And there's Bernadette.
Another chance is the only
I'm
thing
just
this
going to show you.
victory guarantees.
Wait, there's April.
To our next concert.
And Bernadette, I'm just going to do when the angle of the camera is right here.
Didn't
Okay,
expect
so there you can
trolls all
see the
way here.
glowing popsicle. So yeah, that's it. So now I can say that we are officially done with each and every hero / cast of characters in Exos Heroes. We will not cover up those rare grade soldiers and magical grade or even the common grade and you know those, because they all look alike. And anyway, we just want to cover up these heroes who are of the main cast of the story. And also, even though for some of those heroes who didn't happen to appear in the chapter story, we just discussed them because still, each one has really unique features and skill animations especially. So anyway, if someday you are feeling like checking out your favorite heroes, and if it happens that you weren't able to save screenshots and stuff, you can always come by here in my channel anytime of the day and just check out in the Hero Spotlight playlist, because they are going to be stored there. So yeah, definitely I feel so accomplished when it comes to checking out each and every heroes. I think we did a good job. Sorry about somewhere in the middle of this video you'll be able to see that the game actually stopped and I had to restart, and I didn't cut it because again, sorry, I really don't know how to edit videos. I have this free app in my phone wherein after creating a video here in the computer, I'm just going to transfer it in the phone, but then the quality of the video turns to be lower than what it is here right now. So I'm not going to use that app, but probably in the future I'm going to look for a program wherein I could edit the videos without changing the resolution and stuff, because usually if you are going to use those free apps or free programs in your computer, chances are they tend to lower the resolution of the game, the pixels and stuff, and it ends out really ugly. And sometimes these free apps would have this huge watermark just on top of the video wherein you can really see it, and it really looks ugly and it kind of destroys the quality of the video. So for now, I'm doing it still raw. Everything is raw. You can hear the background noises, and if it so happens that the video is cut, you can also see that. But sometimes when it happens like things that I cannot control anymore, usually I restart and do the video all over again. So for this particular video, I didn't stop anymore, I didn't redo it, I just continue with it because it so happens we are on 2 hours and 18 minutes already, so this is quite long. So I'm just going to stop here because definitely this is a super long video. If I were you, just grab a cup of coffee, even though it's too hot here in the Philippines, grab a snack, and I hope you enjoy watching this video as much as I enjoy or love making them for you. So please do not forget to subscribe my Twitch channel, and also for a YouTube channel as well, where you can see all of my mobile games and console games adventure. And since we're done with the hero showcase, definitely for tomorrow I think we are going to stream a different game, so please do watch out for it. This is Bear Gaming. Have a great day everyone, and thank you for supporting me.